What's up, everybody? Michael Lyons here. So what I'm going to do this week is actually a recommendation or a question that I had in one of the comments of the video. So I'm going to go over my top 3 exercises for chest. And like I said, this is my opinion. This is what I feel has helped me grow the chest that I have grown over the years. First one I'm going to do is incline bench. So obviously there's many different ways you can do incline bench. You can do barbell, which I'm on right now. That's the one I prefer. I know I'm going to get a lot of kickback on that, saying that dumbbells are better. They are, like, I'm not saying they're not. You can definitely do dumbbells, but myself, I get more activation doing barbell. Maybe I'm just old school. I like the feeling, but I really like Smith & Sheen is okay, but I find you don't get as much activation as a free weight barbell. And then with dumbbell, you get a lot more stretch at the bottom. 100% agree with that concept. But for me, I really like barbell. I don't know why. So let's go into the technique of barbell. For me, I like more of a wider grip. So when you're looking at the bar, you're always going to see this little groove in it. So I like putting my middle finger in, basically, I call it the wedding finger, but ring finger right on top of that. And everything's the same. So you want your shoulder blades and everything against the bench. You want your chest up. Bring it down until you get that full stretch. Yes, you want to go all the way down to the chest. But where I'm cold, doing this, I can't obviously go down because I need to warm everything up. So good. And notice I'm not doing full extension. And when I say full extension, I'm not bringing my shoulders, rounding them right off the bench. I want my shoulders stuck to the bench, like they're not moving. And another thing a lot of people do, and this is where kind of like powerlifting goes in, and everyone says, oh, it's going to be heavy weights, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I do. When I was younger, I did press heavy weights. For incline, I used to do 405 for sets. But as I've gotten older and had injuries, I notice I can get more activation, say, on 315 instead of 405. Or even 285 if my shoulders are bothering me that day. I'll drop it down even lighter. But I'm getting more activation because I'm getting more concentrating on the movement, on the actual range of motion. And then this whole planting your feet on the ground thing. Like, if you guys didn't notice, when I'm doing mine, I got my feet up like this. Like, I'm not using my legs. That's a powerlifting thing. So in bodybuilding, we're not really so focused on how much is on that bar. We're focused on how much stress we can put on the muscle. And yes, I'm going to get feedback from the fucking science guys on this one, stating, oh, you got to incorporate everything, blah, 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 it's scientific. Listen, like, I literally just put up a story on my Instagram the other day of Jay Cutler saying, when you're on stage, the judges don't stop you in the middle of a side chest. Like, wait. How much did you lift to get that chest? It doesn't exist in bodybuilding. You gotta have the look of muscle. You gotta have the look. Like, you're getting judged on how you look, how much muscle you have on your body. You're not getting judged on how much you lift. Judges don't care how much you lift. So this whole concept of it's gotta be heavy to get what you want, it's old school, yes. But these science boys are taking it and run with it and throwing form out the window. So let's go over the 3 pillars of lifting. So your form's paramount. You got to have as close to perfect form as you can. Then you got to look at range of motion. Is your range of motion optimal for what you're putting the stress on the muscle? And how is it according to the muscle you're trying to train? Number 3 is the weight you're using. So you don't take away from one to up another one. It's not like one of those equilibriums. Oh, I can take away from my form if I just up the weight a bit. No, no. Like, I have heard of pros taking away from the range of motion to up the weight, but they're not taking away from their form to up the weight. So that's, I know it's gonna spark a big argument, but frankly, I fucking don't care. Exercise number 2 for chest, and I'm gonna use flat hammer strength press. In place of this, you could use flat barbell, or to simulate this is flat dumbbell press. So as you can tell on the bench, I am putting a pad here to basically help me open up my chest a bit more. And basically something that I've seen other bodybuilders use, something that's really great. If you haven't tried it out yet, definitely give it a whirl. This pad does have a lot of give to it. So you'll feel yourself when you're pressing away, you feel yourself kind of push into the pad. So it helps you with that technique of when you're pushing your back through the bench, helps you feel that technique a little bit more. So let's get into it. So as you can tell with the pad, I'm already opened up, and it helps me bring this down to a point where I'm beyond my stretch point. So I have to get completely underneath this, get it going. There we go. All right. Press, nice and slow on the way down. Feel that stretch. Press. And as you can tell, my feet aren't on the ground at all. Like, I'm on my tippy toes. So I'm not using any foot pressure. All the weight is all the way through my shoulder girdle, pressing against that pad. So all the tension is on my chest. I'm not using any other muscle group to assist. And that's bodybuilding, guys. Like, that's, yes, if you want to lift heavier, you can put your feet on the ground. You can utilize that hip thrust and everything. Tuck your elbows in. That's not bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is putting the most stress on the muscle you want to put on. Point blank. So the misconception when it comes to bodybuilding and just general lifting or powerlifting, there's a big difference, because we don't care what we lift. We don't. We care about putting stress on the muscle and making it grow. We're results based. We're not science based. We're results. We want results. We want the muscle to grow, and we do whatever we can to make that muscle grow. So all these generational people that just want to read books and tell people what to do is just, it's unfortunate, but everyone's got to kind of shuffle through the nonsense to find what's right. And I hate to tell you, things that people have been doing for 40, 50 plus years the same way, and they're getting results. They look like they're getting results, and they're happy to give you the platform to show you how to get it. But yet most people are thinking or being coerced in this newfangled way, and they're not seeing any results is the problem. And that's where it comes to the point where people like us have to say something. It sucks. It sucks that there has to be a debate. Like, debate is healthy, but when it comes to everyone saying my way is the highway and that's just the way it is, it's not. There's multiple different ways. It's just, you got to do the best way to get results for you. And this is what it is. So let's go over why I chose these 3 exercises. We have the incline, obviously, is for upper pec. Realistically, that is the press that's going to give you most growth, most visible growth. You're going to have the most visible results. Then you have, we're moving to the flat. This is still on a bit of an incline. It's not completely parallel with the floor. So this is probably like at a 5% incline. And I find this basically helps round off that chest. So what you're missing on the incline, you're getting it with the flat press. And then a fly, but I'm doing a fly from up above. So a cable fly or the Atlantis machine that I just used. And that is basically correlating. You're gonna get a lot more of the lower pec, a lot more of the meat, and help you get that kind of real good detail that you're looking to get. So if there's 3 exercises you're gonna do, those would be the 3 that I would choose for me. All right, so the third exercise for me for chest is fly motion. So I really like this machine. It's an Atlantis fly plate loaded, but there's a certain way I prefer setting up the bench. So if you look at this, it has basically where the seat is or how like the incline is. I like putting this thing at a 9. So as far as it's gonna go to the front as humanly possible. When you get into it, you'll notice that you're pushed to the front. You feel you're pushed to the front. So what this emulates is a high cable fly. So if you don't have the machine, this would be the exact same as a high cable fly. So you're putting your hands up and everything comes together. Trying to keep your arms, there is going to be a slight bend, but after you initiate that bend, it doesn't move from there. So you're not straightening your arms to bring them together. You're keeping that bend. Like I mentioned before, as you're coming to the front, all the tension on your hand, like the weight on your hand, just transfer it to the pinkies. Like I'm not transferring my wrist like this. It's basically out, it's in the meat, and it's just now all the weight is now down at the bottom of my wrist or towards the pinkies to help engage that chest a bit more. So basically when you're getting into this, you're opening up your chest to get the full stretch. Imagine yourself in a cable fly, so everything's up above your shoulders. So if you're leaning into it like this, you have to keep your chest up. So coming back, getting the full stretch, and then as you come forward, put that head back, and you really flex that chest. And there you go, there's the fly. All right, everybody, so that is my top 3 for chest. Hope you guys like it. If you guys want something a little bit different, I am gonna go through each body part and show you guys the top 3 for each one. But this is just the beginning of it, so we're starting out with chest. If you guys want anything more specific, please drop it in the comments. Give me a little line of what you guys want and what you guys want to see.